Good morning, yogis. I'm here with your yin practice. If you have yoga blocks at home, go ahead and grab those, or you can use pillows or a rolled up towel or blanket, anything like that that you can place under your hips for more comfort, or something that you can stack so that when we bend forward, you have a place to rest your head. So starting in a butterfly or bound angle pose, and you can see I'm already using my blocks here because my hips are tight. So just focusing here on your breath, in and out through your nose. If it's not comfortable to breathe in and out through your nose, then just breathe in a way that's comfortable to you. But since we're at home, it's a good time to practice your Ujjayi or your Darth Vader breath. So find your breath here with your eyes closed or your gaze low. Just give your body permission to relax and rest. And while you guys are here, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the 3 tenets of yin yoga. So the first tenet is to find your edge. And that just means to find that spot that you can feel a full extension. And for some people, it might be here. Some people may have their knees all the way on the floor in this position. Or maybe when we fold forward, they can get their head to the ground. I'm not as bendy as a lot of yogis, so I've learned to just accept where I am. And that's just how it is, and nothing is worth pushing for injury. The second tenet is to find stillness. So when we're in these poses, I want you to just find that spot or find your edge and be still there. The third tenet is time. So the minimum amount of time that we hold a pose in yin is 90 seconds. Most of the poses today will be anywhere from, I would say 90 seconds to 3 minutes, but most of them are probably 3 minutes. We have a few transitional poses that are only a minute, but it's okay. So, find your breath, and I would encourage you to take a moment of gratitude here at the beginning of your practice. One more breath here. And on your next exhale, I want you to bring your feet away from you for a diamond pose. I'm just going to move back a little bit so that you can see that I have a greater space between my body and the heels. So when you look down, you would see the shape of a diamond. And here, I want you guys to fold forward as far as you can. Remember that first tenet, find your edge. And we're in this diamond position for 3 minutes. This is a great opener for your groin, your outer thighs, in yin, you don't need to worry about your spine being completely stacked and straight. So just relax, let your back arch, Let your head be heavy. Let your neck bend here. I'm going to use my block on the insides of my feet here and place my hands and rest my forehead. Remember to release any tension here. Let your shoulders fall. Unclench your jaw. Separate your teeth to allow your jaw to relax. Take your tongue off the roof of your mouth. Soften your eyes. Soften your shoulders. Let your cheeks relax. Surrender to gravity here without feeling any pain. Slowly take your hands to the ground, using your palms to walk your body back upright. Using your hands on the outsides of your knees, guide your legs together, and we're just going to windshield wiper our legs from side to side in a seated position. So just letting your knees drop from one side to the other, releasing any tension in your hips, in your thighs, in your groin. A few more here. Moving into a downward dog, which really isn't a traditional yin pose, but we're using it to make our way into another position. So, coming on to all fours, curling your toes under, lifting your hips to the sky with your fingers pointed slightly out, and turning your biceps away from your face, lifting your hips up to the sky for your first downward dog. Bringing your head, between your arms, separating your feet if you need to. Bring that right leg up for a three-legged dog here. Now bringing your right knee to your right wrist and your right foot to your left wrist, extending your left leg behind you for a pigeon or a sleeping swan here. This is a good place to use blocks again under your hip. If you can't get both glutes on the ground, or if you can't get your shin parallel, that's totally fine. You can have your heel in. So, in some practices, this is a pigeon. In yin, we call it sleeping swan. And we'll be here for 3 minutes each side. So, begin to find that stillness and that edge to spend your time in. Maybe you're here for the whole 3 minutes. Maybe you can come down to one elbow or both elbows. I like to have a block to put under my forehead here. Again, let your shoulders relax. Surrender to gravity here. Let your whole body just sink into your mat or into the floor. Think about your breath. Anytime you get distracted, return to your breath. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears, and your jaw is totally relaxed, separating your teeth. Using your hands to press into the ground under your shoulders, slowly begin to push your body up. Bringing your right foot back behind you, back into your tabletop position or quadruped position. Curling your toes under, pointing your fingers slightly out, biceps forward. Elevate your hips to the ceiling for a downward dog, bringing your right leg behind you and bending your right knee and opening your right hip for a scorpion, just for a little bit of release. Recenter your hips here and place your right foot back down on the ground. This time lifting your left leg, swinging your left knee to your left hand for pigeon or sleeping swan on the opposite side, and extending that right leg behind you. Some of you may be way more open on one side than the other, and your left side might be easier, or maybe your right side was easier. That's totally normal. Just go to where your body is comfortable. Again, folding forward here for sleeping swan. So in yin, because it's so still and we're not moving a lot, it's really common for your mind to wander. When that happens, just return to your breath. Using your breath to ground you into the present moment is a great tool to have, not just in yoga, but everywhere. Some of us now are homeschooling, and maybe we're just finding ourselves going somewhere to breathe. I know I am. Remembering to exhale completely every time. The exhale is what brings your heart rate down. Slowly bringing your hands under your shoulders to push your body up. Curling your right toe under, bending your right knee, and bringing your left knee back to meet your right so that you're back in a tabletop or quadruped. Take a moment here to make sure your fingers are slightly pointed out, your biceps are forward. Curl your toes under, elevate your hips for downward facing dog, pushing your head back through that window of your arms. Bring your left leg up, bend your left knee, and open that left hip for a scorpion here, just to feel a nice counter stretch for what we just did. Bring your left foot down and reset, and slowly lower yourself back on to all fours. Uncurl your toes and bringing yourself to your bottom here. And both legs out in front of you. This is another great place to use a block under your hips or a pillow under your hips. Spreading your legs wide for straddle or a wide leg forward fold. So I don't want you to hyperextend your knees here. You don't have to worry about keeping your toes pointing up at the ceiling. You can let your toes relax. And I'm going to remove the block because it's more comfortable for me to be on the floor. I'm going to put my blocks out in front of me so that when I fold forward, I have a place to rest my head. Inhale here. And as you exhale, fold forward to wherever your sticky spot is. We're in this position for 3 minutes. Again, I want to remind you to unclench your jaws, relax your fingers, relax your toes, let your shoulders fall away from your ears, not holding any tension in your neck. Take your tongue off the roof of your mouth. Let your eyes relax. If your legs fall in, that's totally fine. maybe now is a good time in your practice to return to that intention of gratitude. Gratitude for your body, being able to move in a way that's comfortable. Gratitude for your home, your health. With your palms on the ground, slowly start to push your body up. Place one hand under your forehead to guide your head up so that you're not dizzy coming up. Again, just letting your spine relax here. Moving your blocks out of the way if you had them between your legs. This time, bringing your legs in front of you for caterpillar. So in this one, you should feel the complete back body open up for a nice stretch. If you're comfortable with a block under your knees or a pillow under your knees, then use it. It's your practice. Do what's comfortable to you. If you're comfortable here with your knees bent and folding forward and letting your head fall, then do that. I'm going to use a block under my knees. So since I've been doing these videos, I've had a few people say, I can't bend that far, I can't do that. But you don't have to. You do what you can do. This is your practice, nobody else's. You're not here to compete with me or anybody else. And I'm definitely not as bendy as most yogis. I just do what I can and I enjoy it. So taking a nice inhale here, and as you fold forward, exhale, and again, surrendering to gravity here, letting your body fall forward, letting your spine round, letting your head drop. We're here for 3 minutes. Maybe you start with a block under your knees and you remove it partway through. Keeping your arms wherever is comfortable for you, just keeping that tension out of your shoulders. As you inhale into your belly in this position, maybe you can feel your belly on the tops of your thighs. And maybe you feel it moving away from your thighs as you exhale completely, bringing your heart rate down. Keeping your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Unclenching anything that you might have clenched here. Relax. Slowly putting one hand under your forehead and using that hand to lift your head, starting to make your way back to an upright position, seated evenly on both sit bones. I now want you to roll to your back, slowly rolling one vertebrae at a time. Once you're on your back, I want you to roll to your stomach. And when you're on your stomach, I want you to pull your hands back so that your elbows are under your shoulders for a Sphinx pose here. If you have the mobility in your low back, you can extend your arms for seal. This is not really comfortable for me, so I'll stay in a Sphinx. But you're welcome to go all the way to seal if you want. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft, allowing your face to just relax here. We're in this pose for a little bit less time, a minute and a half here. Still inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Unclench your jaws. Take your shoulders away from your ears. Return to your intention of gratitude. Return to your breath if you start to get distracted. Coming to the end of our practice, after Sphinx, we have one more pose for each side of our body. So lowering all the way onto your belly, bringing your hands under your shoulders, and rolling back onto your back. Hugging both knees in here. Placing your arms out at your sides like a T. Slowly allow your knees to drop to the right for a reclined twist. Again, if you want to use your blocks here under your knees, or maybe you place them between your knees, that's a comfortable position for a lot of people. So I have one under my knee and one under my foot now. Again, remember, yin is just about finding that stillness and spending the time there. Maybe your eyes are closed here. Definitely relax your jaw, relax your cheeks. to roll back evenly onto both hips, keeping your arms in a T. Let your knees drop. Now to the left for a reclined twist on the opposite side. Keeping your head looking up. Or maybe you bring your gaze to the opposite direction of your knees here. Whatever's comfortable for you. Just find the stillness in the pose. Allow your body to rest and relax. A few more breaths here. Bringing your knees back to center, hugging your knees towards your chest, maybe rocking side to side for a little massage on your lower back. And extending your legs out, bringing your arms down in a position that's comfortable to you for your final resting pose of Shavasana. Shavasana is also known as corpse pose, but it's not meant to be morbid. It's meant to mean a renewing. So I hope that through this practice you feel refreshed and renewed and ready to take on your day. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for however long you want or need to. And I would like to thank you all for practicing with me. Namaste.